Hey, this is Steve, who's your web nerd, and this is your website tutorial on how to work and edit your website. So, one of the first things we're going to need to do is to be able to log into the site. And logging into the site, it's real easy. Just come over here to the domain, the URL here, and put /WP, which stands for WordPress, hyphen admin. Enter. And this is going to take you to your WordPress login, and you will obviously get this login credentials when I send you over this video. I'll include this as well. And we're going to log into the website. Now, typically in WordPress, you would be in here and you would work from the back end. But like I said, I put the Nexus framework in here, which makes it really easy for you to edit and change things. So with that being said, instead of working here in the back end, we're going to go back to the front of the website. So to get there, if you up here, your Pleasant View Lodge, you can just click that. And we're back onto your website with an awesome looking editor bar included here. Okay? So, adding and changing things. It's real easy. What you have to understand is that the website is built basically in three major components. And that is a row, a column, and a widget. So what do you mean by that, Steve? Well, real easy, right? So if you look at this right over here, we have some text and we have an image next to each other, right? This is one row but has two columns in it. And inside each column is a widget. And you notice as I move the cursor, it highlights, right? So if I wanted to change this text right over here, you see that the little paper widget pops up. You can just simply easily click that paper widget. And there's that title of that different one. And I use this one as the title to make it a lot bigger. If there was some text underneath it, you could have changed it right here. Same thing with images. Let me click that one. Here's an image. I can select. Now any image that you load will automatically appear in this library. And you can see there's 1 of 8 here, so there's a lot more than just these couple of images. And if it's not here in your library, you can simply just choose File. It's going to open up your computer and you can select whatever picture you would like. And it's going to bring it right here into your gallery where you'll be able to choose it. So obviously I chose this one here, and then save. So here's another row with 2 columns. Same thing, here's an image. This one will give you a little bit more of the title and the text. And like I said before, if you simply just want to change something, just change a word, add a paragraph, do whatever you like, and push OK. Scrolling down here, you see this one right over here in the rows is one full row with one full column. So this is taking up everything, right? Now maybe you're looking at this and saying, hey, you know what? I'm really not a big fan of the color of this particular row, and you wanted to change the color. On the left over here controls the row, on the right controls the widget. So here on the left, I'm going to go ahead and click that arrow, and then there's that color choice. So I'm going to push change, and here we go. So let's just say we wanted to change that to green. Or you could also change it to almost like a transparency. See the 30, 40, 50, this is transparency. So I'm going to go ahead and click the green and save. And there we go. Now on this one, going back to this text widget here, you'll notice this button. Let's just say, hey, I want to change the color of that button. So let's go ahead and click that and edit that one and scroll a little further down and see where it says button. There's the button color. I'm going to change that one. Let's say we make that one this color. Bam. Now, if you want to change the color spectrums up over here, if you click design, here's the colors that I chose for you. Black is already going to be included, so you don't have to worry about choosing black or white. But here we can change a different color. So if we don't like this blue, we can click that. We can move the spectrum wheel to any kind of spectrum you want. And we'll make this more of a darker blue. And then don't forget to push save. And you'll notice it's already changed, and it will change throughout the site. On this big picture window back here where you see your sign, this one, to change that one, is a little bit different. So this big image in the back here is actually changed over here where you put your cursor on the little paint roller and this picture icon comes up, which is called the page background. Click that and there's that image. So here I can select and I can choose a new image or I can load one. This text right over here, same thing. I can click that, there's the title and there's a subtitle. So everything on here is going to be able to be changed the same way by clicking on it and adjusting it, except for your individual blog post, which we'll cover here in a little bit. Because if you notice you click this, you're not going to see that blog post. But we'll cover that when I show you how to do a new page or a new post. So I'm going to head over to the About Us section. Here's the About Us. Here's some information and some pictures. Let's just say we wanted to add something else. And let's say we wanted to add that, let's say right between these two. Right between this widget and this widget. I can click over rows here. And I have to decide, what do I want? Do I want it to be one full column with one row? I'm sorry, one row with one full column, or a row with, let's just say, half and half, or obviously you can see all the different choices here, right? So let's just say we wanted to put several pictures inside of what it would look like inside underneath this, and let's say we wanted to do it like as a third, a third, a third. As soon as I grab it and click on it, I can drop it. And you want to make sure you definitely get it right here on the drop here. Sometimes it's a little fidgety if you don't get it on there right. So now we have a row with 3 columns. Well, now these columns need some type of widget. So I'm going to go ahead and click the little widget loader here. And here's all the different widgets you can choose from. So whether it be a text, image, YouTube video, Vimeo, you can see there's a lot of different ones here. I'll be able to send you a link that kind of explains each one of them and what each one of them does. But it's real easy. So let's just say we wanted to do the image. Like we said, we wanted to do different images in there. Right now, here's the image. It says suppressed. So we'll go ahead and change that. And then once again, I could choose a file. And for easy's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and choose one of these in here. Now, when you're coming with a picture size, it's a great idea to, keep things under 900 in width. Because if you start putting big pictures in there, it really weigh the website down. Now, if you want this picture to link to something, where it says link, there is an article link and an external link. So let's just say if somebody clicked that picture to go to, Meet Central Indiana's Pleasant View Lodge. If it was a link that wasn't on your website, then we would go with the external link here. And there it is. Right? Now you can also move widgets. So if I grab that little cross here, I can move it over here. And you can also move rows. So real easy. Also, you can basically copy and paste, which is real easy if you're working on something that you've kind of set up to be a certain way and you want it all the way through. So if I highlight this one and I push Control C, I'm on the Mac here, and then you see it here, it says it was saved, and then I can do Control V. There we go. Now you can delete widgets individually and add a new widget there. Or if you want to go ahead and just get rid of the whole row, you can delete the whole row. Now, on the front page, you might have noticed that this takes up the whole line, but on the About Us page, you're going to see that it's actually broken down into 2 parts. So this is not a 50-50, right? This is actually its own row called a sidebar. And whenever you add onto the sidebar, on the side will automatically update every page for you, so you don't have to go through and change every page. So it makes it really easy for you to change things in here. And to add stuff and to change stuff, it's still the same way. You would just bring it over here to this sidebar, and then there's your empty widget. and you can add your information. So here I'm going to go ahead and do a little text box here. This is a test, and save. Now let's just say that you wanted to bring this down further, like you wanted to get it away. By clicking on the row, there's also a thing called margin and paddings. And what's the difference between the two? Well, let's just say if we go back over here into the, let's go back to the home page. And you see this green color around here, right? Because we had went in here, we changed this color. Let's just say that we wanted more color to go further up and further down. So I'm going to click that, and it says padding top, it's already at 0.5. Let's just say I take it to 1. And then the padding bottom, let's take that to 1. And save. Now you see there's more green. Now, oops, let me click out of that. Go back over here. Now margin makes no color. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these paddings. Let's just say I wanted my margin to be just 1. And there we go. So my margin up here actually stops, but there's no color inside that stopping margin area. So that's basically the big difference between padding and margin. So real simple to easy and understand. And actually looks pretty good, just like that. Actually, I might take the padding up just a little bit more because you notice there's a little bit more green than there is here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that one. And go ahead and get rid of this top here and go to the padding top. And let's do 0.5. And save. There we go. Now, one of the big differences is basically on these blog posts here. And to create these blog posts, it's great because it helps with your SEO, and you really want to do this at least once a month at the least. But it's real simple and easy to create new blog posts. And if you kind of come up here to the editing bar, you're going to see this little piece of paper with a plus. Click it, and here's your wizard. And it's going to ask us a choice. Do we want to do a blog post, or is this going to be another web page? So we're going to say a blog post. Next. And this is going to be a test. Now here are the different categories that blog could fall under, right? So let me go ahead and X this out for a second. And if you look at this category here, I click this, I said blog, right? So any category that's clicked as blog will show up in those different ones. So going back over here to my wizard, blog post, next, test, and I want that to be a blog. And create. So here's my blog test page. It's already built for you. You can see here they already add a heading widget for you. They also already add a text widget for you that if you want to start off with text, you can go ahead and click edit and start changing things. Let's say I don't want a title on this one. I just want some text underneath that main title. This is a test of the blog area. All right, save. And if I wanted to keep going, you see this little add a row button. This is another easy way to basically add your different rows. Let's say I want to do 50-50 next. 50-50. And let's say I put an image, a couple images in these different ones. I can click add a row. Maybe I want to do some more text. I can add a text widget right into here. And continue and continue, right? Until you get all the information you want into that blog. And as you notice here, it added it in there for us. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to delete a blog, and another way to really do the blogs and get back into changing some different information here. So I'm going to head over here where this little gear thing is, and you'll see the W drops down, and as you can see it says WordPress Backend. I'm going to go ahead and click that. So now we're in the back end of the website. all your blogs go under post and all the website pages go under pages. So I'm going to go ahead and click post. There's that test. So I'm going to go ahead and just trash that test. I'm going to trash this one too. And let's just say I wanted to create a new post and I wanted to do it in the back end, because you can do it in the front like I showed you with clicking that little piece of paper, or in the back I like as well, because you can just click add new. This is a test and it's a blog, and publish. And now you see it gives me the link on where that blog is. I would click that, and there we go. I'm still at the same place where I can add a row and start adding all my content and stuff. So we're going to go back in there and delete that. All post. Trash. Now your website pages work the same way. It's exactly the same page with post. Okay? So, I'm sorry, with pages. So I'm going to go back over here, and first I'll show you the front end way, which obviously you had seen before. Is you click a piece of paper. We want a web page. Next. And this is we'll call this new web page. And if it fell under the category, I can click it, but not necessarily when you're doing the pages. So I'm going to push create, and here's our new web page right here, and I'm ready, just like the blog. Just go ahead and start popping in information, and you'll notice there's no contact, or as you went back over into the blog side of the house. Let me go ahead and click this one. You see there's no social media links, there's no we'd love to hear your reaction, because this is more supposed to be talking, right? So in the actual pages, you won't have that. It'll just be your blank area. But they do, once again, give you that title, and they also give you a text widget to get started with. So here you can go ahead and start creating, just like the blog post, that page. Now, if you need to get this page into this menu, it's real easy, because this menu is a widget in itself. So if I highlight the menu, you see the three little dots. And if I go ahead and click those three lines, here's our different pages. I can move them in any order I want. And if I want to add one, I click add, article reference. And here's that new web page. And then they're going to say, hey, what do you want to title that new web page? Maybe you don't want it, the title in the menu to be new web page. So maybe I'll say this is just called new. Save. So there we go. If I wanted it there, I can keep it there, or let's say I wanted it over here. Boom. And OK. Now if we go back over to our menu, you'll see that there's new here. And click on it, and there it is. To delete, real easy. Click the widget, take out this new, and trash it. Okay. Also on this menu, in this menu here, you'll see this little plug. If you click that, there's more visible options that you can change, like the color menu items, or what it looks like when you hover, or the font. So here you have a lot more different ones if you want to tweak it. Right now I have it in the middle. Here's basically how high it is. Here's the menu font size. So if you want to change it up, if you think, hey, it's too small, or you want to edit a little bit more, it's always the second part of that widget that gives you that ability to do that. I think we basically have covered everything except for, let's go ahead and delete this one real quick. This is a test in case somebody's going to your site. This is your career page. Now your career page is done in jot form. So you'll see this is an HTML widget, and this is the code to access that jot form. And if you don't have the jot form, I will send you the user and password to that. But here you're not going to be able to edit this form inside here, because this is actually done in jot form. Now the cool thing is, when you change it in jot form, it's automatically going to change into here. Well, this concludes our little tutorial here on really changing the basic stuff inside the website here. If you have any further questions or you get stuck with anything, just let me know and I could answer your questions for you. Thank you.